Liberal Bill Maher went on MSNBC and humiliated them.
Now, does the Hunter Biden scandal stink? It really does. Stinks to the high heavens. I mean, that's real corruption there that a lot of the left-wing media will not cover. If Don Jr. had done the things that Hunter Biden did, it would be every day.
Yeah.
Most Americans now think Biden was involved in Hunter's dirty deals when he was Veep. When you see corruption and you ignore it, that makes you corrupt. And today's Democratic Party is drenched in corruption. But because the media hasn't covered Biden corruption, Democrat politicians are goading Republicans to impeach him, which will entertain us because they don't know what they're walking into. John Fetterman, not who you'd really consider a cunning or crafty tactician, is daring Republicans to impeach.
Go ahead, do it. I dare you. If you can find the votes, go ahead. You're going to lose. Your man has, what, 3 or 4 indictments now, and you're going to, so like I said, sometimes you just got to call their bull.
Fetterman then went on to say, and we're grateful we don't have audio of this, quote, "It would just be like a big circle," rhymes with Turk, "on the fringe right." This is who the Democrats designated as the next FDR. House Oversight Committee ranking member Congressman James Comer joins me now. Congressman, when you get an impression from Democrats in the House, do you feel like they're scared of an impeachment, or do you feel like they're maybe egging you on?
Well, honestly, Jesse, I think they're egging us on because, history has shown that when Clinton was impeached, the Republicans lost the majority, and when Trump was impeached, the Democrats lost the majority. But what we have here, the difference between, Clinton lying about his affair and Trump having a phone call asking about corruption with Ukraine, which, by the way, did happen by Joe Biden. What we have here with Joe Biden is a situation where he's lied countless times about his knowledge and involvement in what is a major corruption story. I think this is the biggest corruption story that we've ever seen from a high-ranking politician in the history of America. I mean, we've got a president whose family's selling access to him to bad people in bad countries, and now we're finding results of where he has done things to benefit these bad people, like when he fired the prosecutor Shokin in Ukraine because the prosecutor was investigating his son for corruption. So this is very serious, and this is not like any other type of impeachment that I think our country's seen before.
So where do we stand with these offshore Biden family accounts? That's where the action seems to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, when the IRS whistleblowers testified, they did answer a question that they were aware of offshore accounts and they were working to get them. And that was about the same time that the DOJ and their superiors at the IRS told them to stand down. So we're confident there are offshore accounts. But remember, what you've seen with all these bank accounts that we found over 20 bank accounts. Each shell company had at least one bank account. They were in different people's names. Like the first bank account we subpoenaed was called Robinson Walker. It was in Rob Walker's name, but Hunter Biden was a owner of that account and a recipient of 40% of that Chinese wire. So they set these up to be complicated. They set these up just like they did the pseudonyms with the emails. They set everything up to try to deceive any future investigations.
So are you confident you're going to be able to untangle that thing?
Crime. We need to know from the IRS whistleblowers those offshore accounts and where they are. We also have other people in other countries that I think have valuable information for us. So it's complicated when you go outside of the United States. It's complicated if they're in, for example, Swiss bank accounts. Those are, the hardest of any type of accounts to get information on. But we're doing everything in our ability, and I think at the end of the day we will. Just thank God for the IRS whistleblowers. But as we speak, they're being under so much pressure by their superiors at the IRS and the DOJ and the Biden lawyers to be silent.
And the impeachment inquiry turbocharges your power.
Yes,
okay.
Yes. We need that especially when we go for offshore accounts in other countries.
Got it. All right. Congressman James Comer, thanks as always. Keep us posted.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.